Hey guys, gun enthusiast 2 here. Today we finally going to review the Canik Mete MC9 Prime. Before we get into it, I'm gonna let you guys know I have chapters in the video so you can skip ahead or skip to where you want to listen to. Also, go into my bio, check all the links. You might need some Glock parts, you might need a holster or a Siley optic. Make sure you use Guns 2C10 as you see here on the screen, and you can get 10% off. All right, so let's get into it. We have the Canik Mete MC9 Prime. And of course with Canik, you get your nice case, and I believe it is TSA approved. You can travel with your firearm. You just got to make sure you lock it. And you have your owner's manual. Again, you guys can skip through that. I do have the chapters and stuff. But yeah, so you do have your owner's manual. It tells you everything about the firearm. And of course, I would suggest you guys read your owner's manual no matter which firearm you purchase. All right, so it really does go into details. Every part of the Canik and how you should use it, how you should load it, and all the specs. All right, and how you should clean it, maintain it. It really talks about everything, how to disassemble. It also talks about the type of optics that it takes and how to install it. And of course, it gives you an exploded view of the Canik Mete MC9 Prime, all right? And it has the list of all the parts. And this one here is just a quick instruction on assembly and disassembly. And you have your NRA form if you want to fill out and join. What else do we have in here? Oh, and some more Canik products, well, firearms. All right, and it comes into this nice little pouch, which is pretty cool. It's pretty neat, pretty slick, and it comes with 2 additional back strap. One is, I believe, medium. One is large. I believe that's the large. That's the medium. And the firearm already has the small one installed. And you have your tool here, which is pretty cool. And there's additional tools in here and stuff. So it's pretty neat. It does come with a lot for the price. Of course, it has the replica of the Canik firearm. You have your standard 17 round magazine, and you have your magazine loader. You have the trigger lock. All right, but wait, there's more. Before we get to the firearm, you have your cleaning brush, you have your punch tool, and some more apparatus to help clean the firearm. And you have this right here to help you carry outside the waistband. It's very easy to install. And you can see here, I have it outside the waistband on my belt. And if you're into competition shooting, it's probably good for that. I'm not sure. I haven't done a competition shooting yet, but it is pretty neat though. And of course, Canik partnered up with G-Code, and they came up with this holster right here. All right. I personally don't like it. It's very loose in there. I don't feel like it's nugged. unless I'm missing something or I need to tighten it up a little bit more, but I feel like it's pretty tight in there because for me to take it out, it takes quite a bit of effort to take out. So I don't know. It's a very nice design. It looks great, but I don't know if it is practical. And as you can see here, I don't feel like when I carry it inside the waistband that I'm able to conceal it. I feel like it's poking out a little bit. So I am waiting on CYA Supply Company to come out with their own holster so I can conceal carry this. But I'll probably conceal carry this in the summer. I'm sorry, not in the summer, in the winter time when I'm wearing my hoodie and stuff like that. So now let's look at the firearm itself. Let's make sure it is clear. All right, magazine clear and chamber clear. We can even put a little finger in there. A little finger doesn't hurt. So it is clear, right guys? So just by looking at it, it is a beauty. I don't know about you guys, but it is a beautiful gun, nicely made, very deep serrations on the slide. Well, serrations on the slide. It's very redundant, but you know what I mean. And they do have some serrations on the barrel itself, which is awesome. You have your stippling on the side here. It is aggressive, but not too much where it's gonna bother your stomach. But in the back and on the front, it is awesome. When I'm holding it and shooting it, it feels great. It just hugs my hand, and it does not move when I shoot. So the stippling, very good job. It goes all the way up the frame, and it does have the mag well. It makes it very easy for reload, and the magazine release very responsive. And you have your night vision tritium front sights. Oh, I'm saying it right, vision, right? I'm not sure. And the rear, it's the same, but it's green. The front is orange and the rear is green. You can't really see it here. But one thing that I do like, well, no, something else that I do like about the Canik sights with this one, in the dark, it glows green. The rear and the front, let's see if I can get it to, there you go. The front is green, the rear is green. But in the daytime, the front is bright orange. So I like that. And of course you have your cock striker indicator. So if I pull the trigger, you fire, it'll disappear just like that. And once you cock the gun, it reappears, right? So it lets you know that the gun is cocked and ready to go. And you also have your loaded chamber indicator. I'm gonna demonstrate for you guys, but I'm pretty sure you know what a loaded chamber indicator looks like. So we're gonna use some dummy rounds right here. I'm gonna just put one in here in the magazine. And we're gonna insert the magazine, rack it, and there it is. You could see it is raised up. You could feel it, and you can also see it that is raised. You can even peek in there. You could see the ammo in there. So you can visually see it. You can touch it and feel it. Yeah, so most firearms do have it. So it is not unique to Canik, but it is a pretty cool feature. So it is a striker fired firearm, and it is optic ready. The overall height with the magazine inserted is 5.43 inches, and the width is 1.16. It feels thinner than that around the grip, so the width must be the slide width, because over here on the grip It feels thinner than that, but it does give you the full grip, right? Like a full-size grip. Another thing that I like about the slide, I don't know if you can see it, it's sort of, it narrows even more towards the top. It's a pretty cool design. I feel like you'll be able to see it better in person. I don't know if you can see it here, but yeah, it's dope. It's a very nice design. Like I like it. And you do have your ambidextrous slide release. The barrel is 3.64 inches and it is ported and fluted. And the slide, you do have some slide cuts, so it is compensated. Another cool design is the prime that's printed on the barrel, so which is pretty cool. So they did a few slide cuts on here. It helps with slide mass. So when you're shooting, you have a little bit less felt recoil. And I'm not gonna lie, when I was shooting it, I really didn't feel that much recoil. I know a lot of people who did some reviews or who reviewed this firearm said that they don't feel a difference. I personally did. It shot pretty flat to me. I was able to acquire my sights after each shot. So to me, it's pretty flat. All right. And of course you have your pick rail for your light. And you have the undercut here that allows you to get a full grip, a nice purchase on the grip. And couple that with the mag well, your hand just nestles right there with the grip. It is beautiful, right? You get a good grip. That's all I can say. But the bore axis, I feel like it's a little high, but it still doesn't make it snappy to me, right? When I shot it, it was great. And you do have this nice size trigger guard if you wear gloves, if you need to shoot in the winter times, and it really gives you nice, like a good enough space if you need to wear gloves and you have to use your firearm. And you have your little memory pad here. You can rest your thumb on here. Same here. If you want to keep your finger up the trigger, your trigger finger, you put it right on the memory pad. So it's just a nice feature to have. You have your safety blade on the trigger. And the trigger is very nice and big. It's very nice and wide, and you can see the checkered texture on the safety blade and some more texturing on the trigger guard, the front of the trigger guard. For the trigger, you have your take up. Not a whole lot. Wall right here. Crisp break. Reset. Very short. To disassemble a Canik Mete MC9 Prime, first you gotta make sure it's unloaded. All right, chamber clear. Take the mag out, magazine clear. Release the slide, press the trigger in the safe direction. You're going to pull the slide slightly, about 1/8 of an inch. Pull the takedown tab. Push the slide forward, but not all the way out because it's not going to slide out. You have to lift the slide out from the frame. All right. And you take your guide rod off and your barrel. And we can take a look at the design here. Just beautiful. Right? Just awesome. To put it back, take your slide and your barrel. Put your guide rod in. Struggling here. There you go. Now, to put the slide back in, it's the same thing. You don't slide it back. You position it right on top and pull the slide. Make sure it's installed properly. All right, I believe we're good. And test for function. Yep, think we're good. Now, how does it shoot? So this was after the first mag. It feels better than the X Macro, the trigger. So I was still trying to get used to it. But this is the target here after the first mag. I was going for the circle in the middle. Grouping not too bad, but I threw a couple of shots because I was still trying to get used to the trigger. And I want to thank you guys for watching. This was my review. You guys let me know how you like it. If you had a chance to shoot it, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. And let me know if you guys liked the video and if you like the firearm and if you had a chance to shoot it. And I will see you at the next video.